So the regular season gets you ready for the playoffs. How ready are you?
I don't know. We'll see. It's going to come next week, but with this long AHL layoff we have of 12 days, that's our congratulations for getting first place. But that's the way the league is. So we're just trying to stay sharp and compete and prepare as much as we can. Obviously, we don't know who we're playing yet, so we're very focused on our own team over the last 3 days.
There is positives with getting that break. I mean, you'd love to be in the competition and the rest and rust and all of that, but you will get some bodies back here, or at least a little more healthy.
Yeah, I think overall they can speed things up. Just overall, like there's the whole it's one game every 8 days, and I just find let's get playing. Like I wish it was a little quicker. I wish things were tighter.
For everybody's purposes, by the way, fans, everybody.
The last day of the American League is June 26th. Like that's a long ways off. So I wish we were just playing. Let's get her going and let's tighten things up. But it is what it is. So we're going to stay as sharp as we can and get ready for whoever we play next week.
I don't want to ask you who you'd rather see, but I will ask you the differences. You will be Texas or Manitoba. Are there major differences between the teams?
Yeah, there's little differences, but they're both good teams. So we know them well. They know us well. We'll just see. Obviously, Texas is up 1-0. We'll see how the game goes tonight. We'll just wait and see. Who knows how that's going to play out. We're just focused on us. Like I said, we're trying to tighten our game up. It is difficult when you don't have a schedule, you don't have a game on the horizon. It's a difficult task to keep your group focused, and not just focused, but preparing for an opponent you don't have yet. So as a group, we're just really trying to dial in ourselves, and that's what we've been doing the last 3 days.
So when you don't have an opponent, and you just said dial in yourselves, but do you do, okay, this is what Texas does, and that's one shift, and then the next shift, hey, this is what Manitoba does?
We don't even talk about the other teams. So it's all about us and making adjustments and just prepping for what we want to do on game one. Like we can't book flights. We can't plan the travel yet. All those things we have tentative schedules, and so that's challenging logistically, but also just with us trying to plan the week and how we're going to put our business, which days we're practicing, which ones we're not, all that kind of stuff. So we'll stay focused on what we can control, and that's what we're going to do. That's all you can do. So no, we're not flip-flopping between teams or any of that stuff. We're very focused on our own stuff, and that's what we want to do as we move forward, make sure we tighten our game up.
You've had players injured that are coming back. You've had young players come in and perform well. Are you one who believes injuries don't lose you a job, or how do you make your lineup going into? Because again, you got a few more days to go.
Yeah, I'm all about I want to win. So I think I've been very honest with that for 6 years. We want to win here. We want to develop players. Those are all considerations. This time of year, it's playoffs. If you lose 3 games, you're out. So we want to win. And you can't win in the finals if you don't win early. So whatever roster we decide, it's the one that we feel will give us the best chance to win today.
But you've had this season to use a lot of players, and there is that depth there, which certainly has to make you feel much better about a long, long run.
Yeah, well,
Hopefully.
Yeah, you can't read into it. We're super young, so is that good or bad? Like we said the other day, having lots of players around, is that good or bad? I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
If you look at the last 2.5 months, that's how long playoffs will be. 2.5 months, if we go the whole way. So that's a really long time. If you rewind the tape 2.5 months and look at the injuries we've had, there's a lot of injuries. So if that's what happens in the next 2.5 months, then obviously the extra players and having that depth will be used. Hopefully we're a little cleaner and we don't have the injuries that we've had over the past 2.5 months.
Playoff experience, how important is that? And is there something to be said about naivete going into the playoffs?
Yeah, well, since we don't have it, it's not important. So, we're going to go with youthful exuberance.
Yeah.
No, there's some players that were here last year that went to the third round. One of the last 4 teams left. So there's a lot to learn through that process. The young guys should be, leaning on them. And playoffs is always about highs and lows and managing those things and not getting too high or too low. And we've talked a lot about this with our younger group, so they can prepare and understand that when things go bad in a game, it's not the end of the world. It's just a hockey game. So you have to manage those big moments, and you can see it. Like Carolina scores, then they get the next one 6 seconds later. Nashville, Vancouver, they score, they get scored on 9 seconds later. So you want to avoid those situations. That's riding the waves a little bit outside of just things happen sometimes. So as a group, you just have to realize it's not the end of the world if things don't go your way or if there's a challenge. You just stay with the process and worry about what you're doing. I know Nick Saban 20 years ago talked about the process and not winning and losing, and he's one of the first coaches to do that. Obviously, he's been very successful. But if you worry about how you're playing and how you're executing, then the wins will take care of themselves.
Finally, you had stressed several times the last couple of months how important home ice is for any team, but especially your team here. How important is it?
Well, we get to start on the road.
Yeah,
Another American League quirk, so congratulations. I guess we chose that, but so we'll start on the road for 2 games, and that's another reward for getting first. So we'll have the 3 home games at home if we need them. So home ice is always important. It's nice to have it. I know the front office appreciates it too. It gives you more gates, more opportunities to generate revenue. That's a big part of what we do here. Like, we're a ticket-based team, and the ticket sales really matter. If you look at our year this year, the front office has done a great job. We're up over 1,000 tickets a game. We've had great crowds. I think it's really driven our home crowd and our home record this year. So it'd be great to get back up there again in playoffs and be able to create that energy that we're looking for. You just watch the games. There's some intimidation happening. We saw it in Palm Springs last year with their team in playoffs. It can be a real advantage. So hopefully our Milwaukee crowd and our Milwaukee City will understand that and get out behind us, and whatever we can do to get on a run, that would be great to have their support.
You got a record of 27-9. There's a pretty good reason there in the regular season for people to come out and watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of wins out there, so hopefully we can continue that, obviously. And I think it's a great rink to watch hockey. I think the team plays a fun, exciting style, and if you look at playoffs last year, there's a lot of excitement and late-minute goals, all that kind of stuff that is really enjoyable and fans love. We're ready to play, so we just can't wait to start